You might think that resting more is natural as we age. After all, our bodies need to recover, right? But what if I told you that sitting too much could be quietly damaging your heart, weakening your muscles, and even increasing your risk of death? One recent study found that prolonged sitting is linked to a higher chance of chronic diseases, even in people who exercise regularly. For seniors, the danger is even greater. Our circulation slows down, our posture suffers, and our independence slowly slips away. If you care about your health after 60, this is a video you'll want to watch till the end. As we age, our bodies naturally lose muscle mass, joint flexibility, and cardiovascular efficiency. These changes make physical movement not just beneficial, but essential. However, many seniors find themselves sitting for long stretches, during meals, TV time, reading, or waiting at clinics. While it may feel harmless, this sedentary habit actually compounds age-related decline. Blood flow slows, leading to swelling in the legs. Muscle inactivity weakens balance and mobility. And worst of all, prolonged sitting is linked to conditions like type 2 diabetes, dementia, and even premature death. For older adults, sitting isn't just a passive act. It may quietly accelerate the loss of independence. Muscles don't just disappear overnight. They shrink slowly when they're not used. This condition, called disuse atrophy, is one of the biggest risks of prolonged sitting, especially for seniors. Unlike younger people who may recover muscle strength quickly after a lazy day, older adults face a steeper climb. The body after 60 loses muscle mass faster and builds it back more slowly. Sitting for hours on end, watching TV, reading, or browsing the internet, means the leg muscles, hips, and core are left completely inactive. These are the same muscles we rely on to walk, climb stairs, or simply stand up from a chair. The result? Over time, simple movements become harder. You may find yourself holding onto furniture more often, avoiding stairs, or feeling unsteady on your feet. This physical decline can then lead to fear of falling, which makes people even less active. A vicious cycle that accelerates frailty. What's more alarming is that muscle inactivity doesn't just affect strength, it affects metabolism. Muscle tissue burns more calories than fat, even at rest. When we lose muscle, we also reduce our metabolic rate. This makes it easier to gain weight and harder to regulate blood sugar. Studies show that just a few weeks of inactivity can worsen insulin sensitivity, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes, even in people who were previously healthy. The solution isn't complicated. You don't need a gym membership or intense workouts. Just standing up every 30 minutes, walking around the house, or doing gentle stretches can wake up your muscles. These small acts of movement send a powerful signal to your body. Stay strong, stay active, stay alive. When you sit for a long time, your legs stop doing what they're designed to do. Pump blood back to the heart. The muscles in your calves, thighs, and glutes act like a second heart. Every time they contract, they help push blood upward through your veins. But when these muscles stay still, blood pools in the lower body. Over time, this can lead to swelling, varicose veins, or even dangerous blood clots called deep vein thrombosis, DVT. For older adults, this is especially serious. Aging veins already struggle with elasticity and efficiency. Combine that with prolonged sitting, such as during long car rides, TV marathons, or even daily habits like crossword puzzles at the table, and you have a recipe for poor circulation. Some seniors may notice tingling, numbness, or heavy legs after sitting for just an hour. Poor circulation doesn't just affect the legs. It also impacts the heart. When blood isn't flowing smoothly, the heart has to work harder to push it through the system. Over time, this strain may increase the risk of hypertension and cardiovascular problems. Research from the American Heart Association warns that extended sitting, more than 6 to 8 hours a day, raises the risk of heart disease and stroke, even if you exercise regularly. Another overlooked consequence is reduced oxygen to the brain. Less movement means less oxygen-rich blood reaching the brain, which may affect memory, concentration, and even mood. Some studies suggest a link between sedentary behavior and cognitive decline in older adults. The good news? Even small breaks make a difference. Standing up during commercials, walking to the kitchen for water, or marching in place during phone calls helps improve circulation. These minor adjustments don't just move blood, They send life-sustaining energy throughout your entire body. One of the most valuable things we have as we age is independence. The ability to move freely, care for ourselves, and live with dignity. But prolonged sitting quietly steals that freedom, one day at a time. When seniors spend much of their day inactive, their muscles weaken, balance deteriorates, and reflexes slow down. This doesn't just make walking harder, it increases the risk of falls, injuries, and eventual reliance on caregivers. Loss of mobility is one of the strongest predictors of early nursing home admission. It starts subtly, a hesitation to walk to the mailbox, choosing to sit rather than stand during conversations, or needing help to get out of a chair. Over time, these habits become limitations. Daily activities like grocery shopping, bathing, or climbing stairs become daunting. Even more concerning is the psychological toll. Reduced mobility can lead to feelings of helplessness, depression, and isolation. Seniors who no longer feel confident in their movements may withdraw socially or stop participating in community activities. This isolation can further worsen physical health, creating a feedback loop of decline. It's important to remember, mobility isn't just about strength, it's about regular use. The old saying, use it or lose it, applies here more than ever. When we don't challenge our body, even gently, it starts to forget how to perform. That's why even low-effort routines, like walking to check the mail, stretching in the morning, or doing light chores, play a vital role in maintaining independence. Encouraging daily movement doesn't require a drastic lifestyle change. It starts with awareness. Ask yourself, how many hours have I been sitting today? Just recognizing that pattern is the first step. Then make a small shift. Choose to stand while chatting on the phone. Take 2 laps around your living room before lunch. These small habits repeated daily may be the difference between living freely or relying on others for basic needs. Most people associate sitting with back pain or stiffness, but few realize how dramatically it can disrupt internal systems, especially metabolism. When you sit for long periods, your body burns fewer calories, your digestion slows, and your cells become less responsive to insulin. This metabolic slowdown is particularly dangerous for older adults, whose systems are already less efficient at regulating blood sugar and processing fat. Studies have shown that even just one day of prolonged sitting can reduce insulin sensitivity. This means your cells don't respond as effectively to insulin, making it harder to keep blood sugar levels in a healthy range. Over time, this increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, a condition that already affects a significant portion of the senior population. For those already living with diabetes, too much sitting may worsen blood sugar control, even if they're taking medication. But it's not just about sugar. Inactivity affects fat metabolism too. Enzymes that break down fat in the bloodstream become less active when muscles aren't contracting. This can raise levels of triglycerides and LDL, bad cholesterol, increasing the risk of heart disease. What's more, weight gain becomes easier. Sitting slows your overall energy expenditure, meaning you burn fewer calories throughout the day, even if your diet stays the same. Extra weight can then put strain on joints, further discourage movement, and worsen existing conditions like arthritis or sleep apnea. The danger here is cumulative. You may not notice a difference after a single day, but weeks or months of sedentary behavior gradually change your body from the inside out. It becomes harder to lose weight, harder to control appetite, and harder to feel energetic. There's hope though. Even small bursts of light movement, like walking after meals, standing while folding laundry, or pacing during a phone call, can stimulate insulin activity and improve calorie burn. These actions are especially powerful when done regularly throughout the day, not just in one chunk of exercise. In short, your metabolism doesn't need a gym. It just needs you to stand up and move more often. When we think about the dangers of sitting too much, most of us focus on physical health. Muscles, joints, circulation. But one of the most overlooked victims of a sedentary lifestyle is the brain. Yes, sitting too long may actually cloud your thinking, dampen your mood, and increase your risk of cognitive decline. Here's why. Movement increases blood flow, not just to your muscles, but to your brain. This improved circulation delivers oxygen and nutrients vital for mental alertness, memory, and concentration. When we sit for hours without interruption, the brain receives less stimulation, both physically and mentally. Over time, this can lead to what researchers call mental fog, a sluggish, unfocused feeling that makes it harder to think clearly or stay motivated. In older adults, this fog can be more than just annoying. It may be a sign of deeper changes. Several studies have linked prolonged sedentary behavior to an increased risk of dementia. Inactivity has also been associated with smaller brain volume in areas responsible for memory and learning. While sitting alone doesn't cause Alzheimer's or cognitive diseases, it appears to be a contributing factor, especially when combined with isolation or poor sleep. Mood is another concern. Physical movement triggers the release of endorphins, our natural feel-good chemicals. It also helps regulate cortisol, the body's stress hormone. Without enough movement, seniors may feel more anxious, irritable, or withdrawn. This emotional shift may go unnoticed at first but can evolve into chronic low mood or depression. Fortunately, the brain responds quickly to even light physical activity. Simple actions, like stepping outside for sunlight, moving during music, or doing a few stretches, can lift your mood and sharpen your mind. Social movement, like group walks or dance classes, brings even more benefit by stimulating both body and social connection. The bottom line: sitting may seem harmless, but for your brain, it's a silent threat. If you want to stay mentally sharp and emotionally resilient, regular movement is as essential as food and sleep. Many seniors struggle with falling asleep or staying asleep. While age-related changes in sleep patterns are normal, what often goes unnoticed is how daytime sitting habits may contribute to nighttime restlessness. In other words, the more inactive your day, the less restful your sleep may be. Our bodies are wired for movement. Activity during the day helps regulate the sleep-wake cycle, also known as the circadian rhythm. When we move, our body temperature rises, hormones shift, and energy is expended. All of this builds a natural need for recovery at night. But when we sit for long hours, the body doesn't receive enough stimulation. We don't build up enough sleep pressure, the internal mechanism that signals it's time to rest. The result? You may go to bed feeling tired but lie awake, tossing and turning. Or you may fall asleep but wake up frequently, never feeling fully rested in the morning. Prolonged inactivity also affects melatonin production, the hormone that helps us wind down at night. Exposure to natural light decreases when sitting indoors, especially in dim rooms, which further disrupts sleep signals. Even more, lack of movement can lead to physical discomfort, like stiff joints or poor circulation, that makes sleep harder. Seniors who sit too long during the day may experience cramps, numbness, or back pain that interferes with getting comfortable in bed. The fix isn't complicated. Adding short periods of light activity throughout the day, especially in the morning or early afternoon, can improve sleep quality. Walking outdoors helps regulate light exposure and boosts melatonin production. Gentle evening stretches can relax tense muscles and reduce pain. Avoiding naps longer than 30 minutes can also help the body feel more ready for deep sleep at night. Better sleep doesn't require medication for most people. It requires movement. By staying more active during the day, you may find yourself falling asleep faster, sleeping more deeply, and waking up with more energy. A moving body rests better. And better rest means better health overall. One of the biggest obstacles to breaking the sitting habit isn't physical. It's mental. Many seniors don't move simply because they don't think it matters. I'm too old to start now. It's just sitting. I already walked to the kitchen. That's enough. These beliefs, though understandable, can be quietly harmful. In reality, the science is clear. Movement is medicine. No matter your age, no matter how small the steps. You don't have to run marathons or join a fitness class to benefit. Studies have shown that even light physical activity, such as standing, pacing, or gentle stretching, can reduce the risk of death from all causes. Movement improves circulation, maintains muscle tone, supports brain health, regulates blood sugar, and enhances mood. More importantly, it helps preserve the one thing every senior values most: independence. So why don't more people move? Often, it's because movement feels optional, not essential. But what if we flipped that mindset? What if every time you stood up, you saw it as an investment in your future? What if that short hallway walk was as valuable as a dose of medicine? Because in many ways it is. Creating an active mindset doesn't mean becoming an athlete. It means looking for small opportunities to move throughout the day. Standing during phone calls, taking stairs instead of elevators, walking during commercials, or simply shifting position every 20 minutes. These moments add up. They rebuild muscle memory, improve blood flow, and boost energy. Even better, this mindset can be contagious. Seniors who model small movements often inspire their spouses, neighbors, or grandchildren to do the same. You don't just reclaim your own health. You become an example of strength and resilience. It's never too late to move more. The key is consistency, not intensity. Choose movement over stillness, even when it's inconvenient. Your body will thank you, not just today, but for years to come. If you're over 60 and want to sit less without overwhelming your routine, start small. Here are some gentle, doctor-friendly ideas that can help. Point 1. Set a 30-minute timer. Place a reminder on your phone or clock. Every 30 minutes, stand up and stretch, walk a few steps, or move your arms. Even 2 minutes of light movement makes a difference. Point. March 2nd. In place during commercials. Instead of staying seated through TV breaks, use that time to march in place or roll your shoulders. Point 3. Stand while talking on the phone. Make a habit of getting up during phone calls. It's a low-effort way to sneak movement into your day. Point 4. Create a movement spot. Choose a chair or corner in your home for light daily stretches. Just 5 minutes of arm circles, toe taps, or seated leg lifts can improve circulation. Point 5. Walk after meals. A 5 to 10 minute walk after eating helps lower blood sugar and improves digestion. No need for speed. Consistency is what counts. Point 6. Track your sitting time. Awareness leads to change. Try logging how many hours you sit in a day and slowly aim to reduce it by 15 to 30 minutes each week. These actions don't require special equipment or a gym. They just need a little intention and repetition. Over time, these micro-movements can have macro benefits for your heart, your brain, and your independence. If you've made it to this point, you already care about your health. And that matters. The truth is, sitting too much is one of the quietest threats to aging well. But you have the power to fight back one small movement at a time. Your body isn't asking for perfection. It's asking for consistency. Every time you stand, stretch, or take a few steps, you're giving yourself a better shot at strength, clarity, and freedom. Have you been sitting too long lately? What helps you stay active during the day? Share your experience in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share it with someone who needs it, and don't forget to subscribe for more health insights made just for you. You're never too old to take the next step. Start today.